And depending on the optics, you might have a situation where Erika Kirk breaks down crying in that very spot. Maybe forgives the young man again, for all we know. I want to show you an article. I have no idea if this is true. I tend to think there's some basis when people write something like this. I don't think they just make stuff up. This is a student newspaper out of BYU. I don't think it's a parody newspaper. I kind of flipped around and looked at other stuff they wrote. So I think they try to get it right. And I assume their sources are pretty good. But it would be incumbent, I think, at this point on TPUSA to comment on whether there's any accuracy to this. Exclusive, UVU withdraws from joint UVU TPUSA memorial for Charlie Kirk, according to source. They've reportedly withdrawn from plans to host a joint memorial service in honor of the 1-year anniversary of Kirk's assassination. This is, of course, according to a source with knowledge of the plans. The event was supposed to take place on September 10th, and it would have allowed Turning Point to hold a commemorative service on the same ground where Charlie Kirk was killed. According to one source, UVU suddenly reversed and began stonewalling communications which were being conducted between them and TPUSA's national leadership. This is where I call on people to say, guys, you guys love telling us what to request, what public records request to file. This would be a great one to file because there's no criminal case involved in this. With the September 10th, 2025 communications, they have denied most of those, saying, that goes towards security. There's a criminal case involved. We're not turning any of that over. I would love to see what these communications were like, and I think those are public records. So if anybody wants to follow a GRAMA request, I will be happy to cover it when you get the results. As for me filing it, UVU has gotten so many from me, I'm afraid they see my name and put it on hold. So if somebody else wants to try, I would love to see these communications. One source who, I don't know what testified means, there's no court case. One source who spoke on condition of anonymity, confirmed TPUSA officials are frustrated with the university's reversal. Plans have been progressing smoothly for months, and the late-stage interruption of these plans has put TPUSA in a difficult position. With just over a month to go, they're searching for a new location to hold the memorial for Charlie Kirk. Let me stop right there and add something. There's a criminal trial going on in this county. I'm not sure the propriety of hosting a memorial on the 1-year anniversary in the amphitheater where he died. It seems a little jury biasing, if you ask me. I look at that and think, what were they trying to accomplish? I would love to have been sitting around the boardroom and asking them, what do you guys want to get out of this? If you're just wanting an emotional tug of the heartstrings, you can do that anywhere. That's the 1-year anniversary. You could do that at the TPUSA headquarters. Have a nice, quiet, what do the kids say, demure presentation or celebration, and you could live stream it. They've got plenty of studio space there. They've got the talk radio studio that they used to use, well, I guess still use for the Charlie Kirk show nobody watches. They have training rooms that they could use. They have a little mini stage set up there. There's a lot of space there at the UVU, at the TPUSA headquarters they could use. They also could go to literally any other city in the country, any other county in the country. There's like thousands of them. I don't know the point of going back to the very earth where Charlie Kirk spilled his final blood. I'm not sure that's an appropriate place for a memorial. Again, I keep raising this issue because it bothers me. And I predicted this was happening, which is the only reason I'm covering this story, because I like being right. I told you when Erika Kirk's lawyer filed that demand that the judge speed up his ruling on the probable cause determination, that there was something they had planned. He was demanding that the judge rule by September 1st. And I thought, well, that's weird. Why would you care when he rules? It's been a year. At that point, it'll have almost been a year. And then I was like, oh, it's been a year. I bet you they have a plan for the September 10th anniversary. And I bet you they're wanting to take the stage and saying the judge thinks he did it. It gives them a little boost in their story. And I find that pretty despicable, if you ask me. It's pretty disgusting. I don't think you should force a judge's hand to rule on a criminal case so that you can have a party. I also wonder who's going to show up at this party. Are you going to put Erika Kirk in the precise position that Charlie Kirk was sitting in when he died? Was that the plan? You were going to put a stage outside and you were going to have her walk up on that stage where he died? Was that really the plan? Is that what you were going to do? Because who else would be at the memorial that would be any kind of a draw? I don't want to hear Andrew Kolvet. What am I going to listen to Blake Neff? Last time he was there, he was juking and jiving and running off before he called his mom. Allegedly called his mom. I don't believe that story either, Blake. Sorry, I just don't. But I can't get over this idea that they lack so much confidence in their case against Tyler Robinson that they're trying to manipulate. They're trying to conduct themselves in a way that messages Tyler Robinson's guilt, sends visual imagery that should pull on the heartstrings of everybody in town. I mean, an event like that at the place where Charlie Kirk died would get local media. The local media would be seen by people potentially on the jury pool. When you bring in the panel of jurors, they probably have seen that or at least heard about it. And depending on the optics, you might have a situation where Erika Kirk breaks down crying in that very spot. Maybe forgives the young man again, for all we know. I think if this is true, and I have no reason to doubt it, except that it's an anonymous source, and maybe they're wrong. But if this is true, I think TPUSA should be forced to answer for what they intended to accomplish on this day. I genuinely do. UVU, for their part, they sent out an email saying they're going to close campus that day. Here's a piece of that email. Healing continues in different ways for each member of our community. We approach September 10th, the one-year anniversary of the tragic events surrounding Charlie Kirk's death. To provide time and space for reflection, service, and connection, UVU will close operations that day. Employees will receive regular pay for this closure. You're invited to participate in the United Way's annual Day of Caring that day. The standing tradition of service is an opportunity to come together and continue healing through helping others. The event will begin with a free breakfast for participants at 7:30 at the New Skin building in Provo. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, it kind of sounds like they were planning to have an event that day right in the middle of campus, if you ask me. And I'm just not sure that I'm okay with that. Not sure that I'm okay with that. Now that we don't know where they're going, they're probably going to host an event somewhere else. It'll be curious to see where they end up. Do they go back to Utah? Are they genuinely trying to get this thing in Utah County? Or they're trying to get it in the Salt Lake media market where it will be seen by Utah County jurors? My guess is yes. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong in that.